Good morning, family. We are back. We're back. The enemy is trying to be busy, but we believe that God is more powerful. We believe that God is more powerful, more greater. Y'all come on back in here. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me this morning? Can y'all hear me this morning? God is faithful. He's a faithful God. God is faithful. You know how the enemy is. The devil can't stand me. I can't stand him. There was a message that went across and said that they was going to restrict the live feed because of the instrumental. And so we're gonna not talk with the instrumental because we want this word to come forth. But we believe God. We know how the enemy is, but we're gonna keep pressing for the blessing. God is faithful. He's a faithful God, and I believe that He have us in this particular area for a reason, this particular season for a reason. And so we believe God to do great things. We believe God to do a mighty work in this land. We believe that God can do a mighty work in this land. He's a faithful God. Listen, this is Power Wisdom Wednesday. This is Power Wisdom Wednesday, and we believe God. We believe God like never before. We believe God like never before. Y'all let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know how you feel this morning. Good morning, Peggy Johnson. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, Patricia Steele. Good morning, Clarence. Good morning, Jacqueline James. Good morning, Rodney. Good morning, First Lady Bailey. Good morning to the Master of the Choice International Ministry family, the MTCIM family. Y'all lock that in, MTCIM family. Y'all lock that in. Y'all go ahead and give me them locks. We're going to lock this in. We believe God to be a great God and a powerful God, a God of restoration and a God of restoring. We believe God for everything that He's doing in this season and how He's growing us. This is where it all started at In-Car Chronicles in 2016, January. And we missed the 8-year mark. So we're going to celebrate it today. On January the 16th, it marked 8 years of Master of the Choice International Ministries being on social media. On January the 16th, which was yesterday, it marked 8 years, our 8-year anniversary of being on social media or coming out and teaching and preaching and helping on social media. So it's been 8 long years with Master of the Choice International Ministry. Not 8 years of me being in the ministry, because there's more years than that, but 8 years that Master of the Choice International Ministries have came forth and have did a lot of different teachings and different things of that nature. So we believe God. Dre, good morning, sir. Janice Smith, good morning, family. Clarence, how you feeling this morning? Patricia, how you feeling this morning? Y'all let me know how you feeling this morning. God is a faithful God. Let's get ready to get into the lesson. We want to understand this lesson. The opening text is coming from Matthew 5 and 4. Good morning, Tammy. Johnny, good morning. Jimmy, good morning. Alexander, good morning. God bless you. Natasha Jones, God bless you. Great, powerful woman of God on here, y'all. Natasha Jones, y'all need to go follow her. Has such a profound woman of God. Continue to let God labor through you. God is so faithful. He's a faithful God, a powerful God, a God that loves us for us. And so the opening text is coming out of Matthew 5 and 4. The opening text is coming out of Matthew 5 and 4. Those of you that got those book ideas, those ideas in you, this is the year that y'all need to release them. Not only in going into the next month, you need to start preparing it now. In this month, you need to start preparing it in this month. Getting ready to do what God is calling you to do, because God is going to do something real big through you. God is so faithful. And I thank God for how He's growing us and how He's building us. But God is a God that helps us to grow into things, and He helps us to build into things. Even when we don't deserve it, He's able to help us get to a place. But God is faithful. God have allowed me to meet some powerful people on here. Natasha Jones is one of them. She's a psalmist. She has a voice. She has a ministry. She talk with people, different people, and everything of that nature. But we have to start doing what God is calling us to do now. We got to stop prolonging. We got to stop prolonging. We got to go ahead and do it now. Anita, Miss Woodard, God bless you. Thank you. Rebecca, God bless you. Thank you for joining in this morning. I hope and pray that y'all feeling blessed this morning. Matthew 5 and 4. Matthew 5 and 4. Let's go to the text. Matthew 5 and 4. The title of the lesson is God Knows Me, So Keep Talking. We open this up on Tell It Tuesday. And so the title of the lesson is God Knows Me, So Keep Talking. And we're building this story, this lesson around Job. We went over Job 1 and 20 yesterday. We're going to get into Job 2 and 3 today. And we're going to try to do what God is calling us to do. We have to understand that we got to do it now. We got to stop prolonging. We got to stop procrastinating. We got to stop saying I'm waiting on connection. God is your connection. Let's get into it now. We got to go ahead and do it. Bishop Upshaw, God bless you, sir. Thank you for joining. Willie, God bless you. Thank you for joining in. Matthew 5 and 4. Listen, we got to start doing it now. We got to stop that. I'm going to wait till I got to wait till I get paid. I got to wait till. No. You're already multi-millionaires. Glory to God of Zion through your faith. All right. We are already multi-millionaires through your faith. We got to stop that. I got to wait till I get paid. What are you waiting on? God already done paid for it. All we got to do is just line up with what he's saying. It's already paid for. All we got to do is just line up with what he's saying. Jimmy, God bless you, sir. Thank you for joining in this morning. We got to get into, like God called me to come back to the place where it all started at, back into the Car Chronicles. We got to learn how to be obedient. Travis, God bless you, sir. Good morning to you. I hope and pray all is well upon you, through you, and around you. All right. So God is faithful. God is faithful. God is faithful. Procrastination is the assassination to your destination. Come on here. Come on here. You better talk to us. Miss Jones, talk to us this morning. God is faithful. Listen, we're going to build this text around Job. Matthew 5 and 4. Matthew 5 and 4. Let's go to the text and let's see what God wants us to see this morning, because every morning there is a new text, a new opening text. If y'all haven't noticed, those of you that follow the God in me, every morning there is a new text. And so I thank God for everything that he's doing. Listen, we got to learn how to use our power. We act like we powerless and we got all this power. We act like we powerless and we have all this power. All right. All right. God is faithful. Miss Jones says, skip that Starbucks and McDonald's and save your money to invest yourself in your business. That's right. Because a lot of us spend a lot of money just stopping at that store, spending $5 to $7, $10. I looked at when I was at the laundromat, and so the lady came in, and she was real mad about the prices of the washer. I mean, she got downright mad with me, as if I was the one that made the prices on the washers and the prices on the dryers. And while she was talking, I'm glad that Miss Jones brought it up. She had a cup. A Starbucks cup in her hand, and she had 2 of those little Debbie honey buns, and we know that those little Debbie honey buns is like $2 a honey bun, so that's $4 right there. And I don't know how much she paid for that cup of coffee or whatever it was that she had from Starbucks. And I'm looking like you got about $10 in your hand right now, and you don't want to spend $2.75 to wash your clothes. Come on, y'all. Come on now. I'm like, come on now. Come on. Matthew 5. Let's go to it. Matthew 5 and 4. Matthew 5 and 4. God gives us this powerful intelligence in Matthew, the 5th chapter, the 4th verse. It says, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. All right. Then it says in the 5th verse, it says, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. They shall inherit the land. That word earth, where God was speaking about, he was speaking about the land. And then it goes on to say, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Then the 7th verse says, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. The 8th verse said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. For they shall see God. All right. So a lot of times we shortchange ourselves. I've been talking to you all about insurance policies. The reason why I've been talking to you all about insurance policies and all these things, make sure that your children or your family member that don't know anything about it, make sure that they know about the insurance policy so that you can be on top of these things, and so that when something happened, and nothing wrong with a GoFundMe, but I'm saying we spend a lot of money. A lot of people spend a lot of money on a lot of different things, and we try to get people to understand that a lot of our hurt come from us being unprepared. I told you all that winter is coming, not because it's cold, but winter is coming because it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, because people have let their guard down. When the world shut down, the Lord was just letting the world know that his anointing is not categorized around the building. God just don't heal because you're in the building. God can heal you at home. I got saved at home. I didn't get saved in church. I got saved at home. I didn't get saved in church. I received the Holy Spirit at home. I didn't receive the Holy Spirit in the four walls. So God is showing us that we have to get into a place that we are with him one time, and that's all the time. All right. So this is the thing. I have a great friend by the name of Justin Johnson that specializes in insurance policy. He can tell you any and everything that you want to know. And I always tell y'all, inbox me for the information, and I will give him the contact information. You can contact him and you can get all the things that you need. When, on one of the Friday Night Lives, I'm going to have him on there so that he can kind of give you all the idea of the different policy, the different things and stuff of that nature. You want to be prepared. And a lot of people get mad when you talk this talk. They don't want to talk about death, but we have to be, let's be real now. All right. We're made, our soul is made eternally. But you have to die. The Bible says, for the living know that they shall die, but the dead know nothing. All right. Good morning, family. Gigi, God bless you. God bless you. All right. So we spend the price that we can pay on insurance policy is what we spend every week on food, fast food. Most of us go out to eat every day. Most of us go out to eat every day. All right. Most of us go out to eat every single day, but we don't want to spend $30 or $40 a month on an insurance policy. All right. We gotta bury the lazy spirit in this 2024 year. We gotta bury that spirit. We gotta bury laziness. We got to bury excuses. We got to bury procrastination. We got to bury these things so that we can get to where we need to be. Because there is no reason that you're working a 9 to 5 and then when you die, somebody else got to bury you. There's no reason that you are able to go out and purchase $250 shoes, $500 and $600 belts, all these different clothing, and somebody have to bury you. That's not right. That's not right. We know that's not right. All right. So we have to be mindful of this. God knows me, so keep talking. This is the title. We're building this around Job. We see Job was a man upright before God in the land of Oz. We find out that Job began to lose a lot of his possession. And in this, sometimes God shows us different things, different avenues, and different areas that we need to operate in. But we have to be mindful of how God works and how God operates. All right. So we have to move on in this and learn from this. We have to learn from this. So my wife and daughters and I, we're gonna eat from the land. The Lord bless us with this land. We're gonna plant here on the land, and we're gonna go from there. But we believe God to help us with everything. God is faithful. All you have to do is just inbox me, family Gigi. I will give you the information. And Justin, he can guide you in the right place. And Justin is a person, he's very professional. He's a very professional person when it comes to these things, and he can give you good insight on it. He can break a lot of stuff down, and he can guide you in the right direction. So just inbox me. Those of you that are on that want to know the insurance policy information, I will give it to you from Justin Johnson, and you can contact him and set up a date where you can talk to him through phone, and he'll be more than happy to explain to you the different things. And I learned a lot of different stuff about the insurance policy by talking to him. A great friend. I went over I was in Bagram, Afghanistan with his brother, Jason Johnson. And then I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan with Justin Johnson. We was in Bagram first, but then we went separate ways. So I went to Kandahar and he stayed in Bagram. But I met a lot of people. I did a lot of networking while in Afghanistan. So I met a lot of people. I met a lot of nice people. I met a lot of nice people that do different things. And so God he's faithful. He's a faithful God. And so the first point that I want you all to understand in this, God knows me, keep talking. The first point is we have to stop searching for what makes us religious and seek what makes us kingdom. We have to stop searching for what makes us religious and seek for what makes us kingdom. All right, y'all got that? Y'all lock that. Somebody lock that in the comment section. Stop searching for what makes us religious and start seeking for what makes us kingdom. Can somebody lock that this morning on this Power Wisdom Wednesday? Can somebody lock that in this morning? You have to stop. We got to stop searching for what makes us religious and start seeking for what makes us kingdom. Stop searching for what makes us religious and start seeking for what makes us kingdom. So God is a person that produces a kingdom mindset. He's a person that produces kingdom mindset. And a lot of times we get out of hand. A lot of times we get out of hand, but we have to learn to know who God is. We have to learn to know who God is and how God operates. All right. So a lot of us operate in a spirit of religion, and religion separates us from God because God is not religion. Those that worship God must worship God in spirit and in truth. God is a spirit. All right. So he's not a religious God. He's a spiritual God. All right. So a lot of times we miss, good morning, Brittany, God bless you. A lot of times we miss what God is showing us because we are so religious that we put boundaries. We put stop points all around. So we got to stop searching for what makes us religious and seek for what makes us kingdom. All right. So in Job, we learn that Job began to lose a lot of things. All right. A lot of times people say you got to have the patience of Job to do this. You got to be careful what you ask for because Job really had some good patience. And we have to be careful what we say because a lot of times we say things because somebody else said it. But we have to be mindful of that it comes out of our mouths and it begin to be a fragment in our thoughts. So we have to be careful what we say. Don't just say it because mama said it. Or get an understanding of it before you say it, because you could be saying something that you're not ready to manage. You could be talking about something that you're not ready to manage. All right. So we have to stop searching for what makes us religious and start seeking for what makes us kingdom. All right. Thank you for placing that in the comment section, Patricia. That's my big sister, Patricia. God bless you. Thank you for joining in. We must know him, the bride of Christ, the intimate space with him. God is faithful. All right. We have to understand this. All right. So what Job went through may take you right on out. All right. What Job went through may take you right on out. All right. So we have to understand this thing. And so I don't worship Job. I don't worship Paul. I don't worship David. I don't worship none of the people that God used through the Bible, but I used them as a anchor or a place where you can understand that God still used them. All right. So we have to be careful what we say. My wife will tell you, my children will tell you, if my children was on, they'll tell you, I always tell them, don't say something unless you know the definition of it. Because a lot of time the children don't know the definition of something. They'll just say it because they hear it. They'll just say it because they hear it. Because they hear it at school, they'll say it. And I always tell them, don't say something that you don't know the meaning of, or you don't know the reason of them saying it. So don't say that, you know. And so a lot of times they didn't understand it, but as they got older, all right, as they got older, they understood that. Just like, yes, I'm human. I watch football. I watch baseball. I watch basketball. But the thing about me is that I don't worship it. If my team never win for the rest of my life, it doesn't matter. I'm a fan. This is not a God to me. This is what a lot of people don't understand. All right. So when I'm coming forth with a word and I'm using David, I'm not worshiping David. When I'm coming forth with a word, I'm using Paul. I'm not worshiping Paul. I like my team. I like Kansas City Chiefs. Been liking that team since '92. Alabama, since I was knee high from a fly. I've been liking these different teams. Kansas City Royals is my baseball team. Boston Celtics is my basketball team. But I don't worship them. All right. At one point in time, I would have all the attire around the house, all the flags on the car, all the I would be up and be frustrated and mad when they didn't win. But when I fast away from the TV in 2016, 2017, the Lord really showed me a whole new level of wisdom and knowledge. A whole new level of wisdom and knowledge, all right? So I didn't make it become an idol, because a lot of time y'all are worshiping idols and you don't even know it. You done made it an idol. You don't begin to worship it and you don't even know. Anytime you begin to be upset and you be in your feelings and you don't want to say nothing to nobody, and all this because you're continuing and you're talking a lot of trash to people and talking to people any kind of way, because of this, you have made this your God. So I watch it. I like when they win. They're not going to win every game. I just don't make it my God. I don't make it my God, you know. So I like what God did with Job, but I don't make Job my God. I like what God did with Paul, but I don't make Paul my God. I like what God did with David, but I don't make David my God. I like how God used the heartless, but I don't make that my God. I like what God did with the woman at the well, but I don't make this my God. I love how God changed the water into wine, but I don't make it my God. I have to have a sober mind and understand these different things, all right? Because God is a jealous God. He'll take things away from you because we begin to worship it. He'll reach in and he'll take those things away because we begin to worship these things. So stop searching for what makes us religious and start searching and seeking for what makes us kingdom, a kingdom mindset. All right. It helps us grow in this different thing. All right. So this is the thing. When you asking for a godly man, understand this concept. You have to be willing to be a godly woman. Because the average woman that asks for a godly man is not a godly woman. And the average man that asks for a godly woman is not a godly man. All right. So we have to make sure that we're right. All right. We have to make sure that we're right. So we have to learn how to place that person before the altar. We got to learn how to place that man before the altar. We got to learn how to place that woman before the altar and labor in prayer and labor in faith. All right. So faith without work is dead. So we have to understand that God has a great work for us to do, but we have to be willing to get out of self. A lot of us don't want to get out of self and pray for folks because we have so much animosity in our heart. We have so much malice in our heart that we don't want to pray for one another. We don't want to support our sister. We don't want to support our brother. But as soon as somebody major starts supporting them, now, oh, I knew that Natasha Jones was about to get ready to be a millionaire. Now I knew Patricia was about to go global. I knew this. Now I know that Jimmy was about to make a video that was going to go viral year after year after year. No, support them in their now. Don't wait until everybody starts supporting them before you start supporting them. Lock these things in, because I want y'all to understand this. Start supporting people at the bottom, because why would I make room for you if you never supported me? You never shared my lives. You never shared my posts. You never did these things. When my spiritual sister, Natasha Jones, or anybody that's on Bishop Upshaw, when they share something and it just touched my soul, I shared on my story. I shared on my Facebook page, because that's God's Facebook. That ain't mine. All right. All right. So we have to be mindful of these things. People always want to come support you when a lot of major people start supporting you now. People don't invite you to their churches. But guess what happened? When God bless you with a church, then everybody want to invite you to the church. Everybody wants you to speak at their church because they want to come to your great facility and they want to exercise their gift. But why not support them? That goes for family, co-workers, friends, whoever. If you're not supporting that person at their lowest, don't put your hand out when God drops glory in their life. When God drops glory in their life, don't sit right there and act like you always been there. When God take them from being overlooked to being overbooked, don't act like you was always there to support them, because that's going to be fake. That's going to be fake. There's going to be a fake reputation. You're going to be fake. All right. So we have to understand these things. All right. When somebody is down and you're not around, don't get mad with somebody when they come up and then they don't want you in their space, because they know that you're fake. They know that you are fake. All right. So we have to be mindful of these things, that we don't get caught up in this, that we don't get caught up in these different things, these different areas that we forget and we trip. All right, because a lot of people on here, you have some powerful people on here that's going to come forth. And so the same people that you've been overlooking, see, a lot of times we look for the people with a lot of followers. We look for the people with all these different followers, everything. That doesn't mean that they are saved. That doesn't mean that God called them to the ministry. That doesn't mean that. All right. All right. Just because you have 1 million followers doesn't mean that you, the actual leader, is following Christ. All right. So we have to know better. When we know better, we grow better. We build better. All right. So let me get to the second point. I know we're not going to be able to get into it, a lot of it, but let's get into the second point. I want y'all to get this. The first point was stop searching for what makes us religious and seek for what makes us kingdom. All right. So the second point is, Job didn't falter in his faith or obedience in God. Falter is start to lose strength, start to lose belief, lack of confidence. He didn't falter. So Job don't falter. Don't falter when you're at the bottom. All right. All right. First Lady says, do they know who's following them personally? All right. So we have to be mindful of these different things. All right. So we have to understand this, that a lot of people want to be famous, but they don't want to be godly. They don't want to be holy. All right. So we have to learn how to, we have to learn how to help one another when we're on the flow, when we down there with the dirt, the dust on the ground. That's when you know you have some good friends. All right. All right. I always say this one thing, that suffering is the seed to rulership. You're not going to appreciate the place of rulership if you didn't suffer in it. That's why you see a lot of children are not appreciative of their parents, because they never had a place of suffering. They never had a place of suffering, because every time that they had a place or God was trying to show them something, we got in the way. Every time God was trying to show them and build their characteristics and build their identity, we got in the way. God bless you. God bless you, Brenda. God bless you. Thank you for joining in. Happy New Year's to you also. This is why a lot of us are not great leaders, because we didn't go through nothing. Like, how can you relate with somebody in something in the ministry when you didn't go through anything? All right. So suffering is the seed to rulership. All right. Suffering is the seed to rulership. That's right. They always give in to them. So we have to be mindful of these things every day. Every day. We have to learn how to not falter in our walk. When it get hard, when we're just sitting in a place, glory to God, help me, Holy Ghost. When we're just sitting in a place, we have to understand, what's the purpose of this place? What's the purpose? What's God trying to show me behind this? What is the reason that he want me to labor in this rebirth? See, a lot of times when God is rebirthing you, we don't want to labor. When we're going through that rebirth season, we don't want to labor. We don't want to be faithful. We don't want to be holy. We don't want to be righteous. We don't want to be none of these things. And so it causes us to have a temperance in our mantle. It causes us to have a temperance in our mantle. All right. All right. So if suffering is the seed to rulership, we have to understand that there is a seed that needs to be watered. So when you begin to go through the suffering, sometimes God will carry you through the suffering so that you can understand that you need to be in a place to, some days you're going to be by yourself. Every blessing ain't for everybody. My wife and I went up to a dealership, great dealership. They had Maybachs and they had all kinds of nice Mercedes. That's my dream car. My dream car is a S580 Mercedes 4MATIC. And my wife's is a GL53 AMG. Now, with everything that's going, we can go out and purchase these vehicles. But the thing is, you want to purchase it in a way that you're able to pay for it, and you're able to manage the payments, and you're able to manage the insurance, and you're able to withhold and do the right thing with it. You just don't want to just jump into a place or jump into a thing. So a lot of people will see the dream, but they'll never see the vision. A lot of people will see the dream, but they'll never see the vision. You have a lot of friends that's in your corner, but they're not in your circle. You have a lot of friends that are in your corner that are not in your circle. We have a lot of family that's in your corner, but not in your circle. What I mean by this, when that car is given to them, they want you to be happy for them. But when that car is given to you, you can't afford it. You don't need that kind of car. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. See, when it comes to you, you don't deserve it. When it comes to that house, you building a house, people will post pictures all day long of them building houses from the ground up. But the first time that God gives you the funding to build you a house from the ground up, that's when the hate comes in. You don't need this. You can't afford this. You can't afford that. Your house is going to be in foreclosure. That's when the negativity comes. So you have a lot of people that are in your corner, but they're not in your circle. You have a lot of people that are in your corner for your marriage, but they're not in your circle for your marriage. They can care less if you still be married. They can care less if you have that one husband, that one wife. The thing is, they want to place their mark. And this is how they do it, by sitting right here trying to make you feel wrong for wanting stuff. Don't feel wrong for wanting stuff. If you want that mansion, go for that mansion. If you want that Mercedes, go for that Mercedes. If you want that Lamborghini or that Ferrari or that Bentley, go for it. Don't sit and let nobody little you and belittle you and shortchange you on something that you want or something that you have a vision for. See, a lot of times they don't have the vision for. That's why they are not happy for you, because they never had the vision for you. They never visioned you in that. I had a family member told me, I said, I'm going to get me a Bentley one day. And I was just saying, because I'm a big dreamer. I'm a big thinker. And one day I may be in my late 40s. I may be in my late 50s. But one day I'm going to walk in that. One day I'm going to step in it. One day I'm going to drive that. One day I'm going to own those things, because I believe that's just what I believe. All right. So one of the family members said, I don't see you. That's not your type of car. That ain't you. I don't see you in nothing like that. I don't see you in nothing like that. I showed them big houses. I don't see you in a big house like that. You got to have somebody to clean it. Don't you know that when God bless you with something, he have the power to give the people, give you the sources, the resources, and all these different things to maintain these things if you are doing it wholeheartedly. All right. So we have to be mindful of this. I don't get mad with my family when God bless them with cars, when my neighbors get cars. I don't do these things. We have a neighborhood here. It's an old neighborhood. It's a countrified neighborhood. There ain't no home association fees out here. There's a lot of people that's struggling in this neighborhood. There's a lot of people that's going through in this neighborhood. There's a lot of people that are on fixed incomes in the neighborhood. I'm not going to go by riding around in my car saying they need to clean this up and they need to do this, or reporting them and telling them that they need to do this and do that, because I don't know what temperance they have in their finance. I don't know what they up against. I don't know the story. I don't know none of these different things. So I'm not going to go and try to make somebody do something that I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what they up against. I don't know these different things. I just learned I know how to mind my business. I know how to mind my business, but I pray for them that God will give them the things that they need to do these different things. We have people in our neighborhood that can't afford to go live in a neighborhood that have the home association fee. They can't afford it if they put God first. If they believe God for it, they can do it. But they want that in these countrified neighborhoods, in these neighborhoods where they labored in the land, where they're eating from the land. Now you want them to get rid of their goats. Now you want them to get rid of their cows. Now you want them to get rid of their sheep, their goose, and their geese. Now you want them to get rid of their food. Now you want them to get rid of, no, they don't need to be planting this. They don't need to be planting. You need to go into a neighborhood where they do all these different things. You need to go into a neighborhood where they cut your own grass. Out here, they have bush hogs. Out here, we help one another. If we growing turnip greens and collard greens out here, we're going to help the neighbors. Come get you some collard greens. Come get you some turnip greens. Come get you some mustard green. Come get you some field peas. Come get you some purple hull peas. This is where this neighborhood been all my life. So you have people that have came into the neighborhood. Now they want everything cleaned up. Now they don't want the farm like that. I believe that they're making and building neighborhoods all over the world that you would be able to go into a neighborhood where you can just have your house and you can have your well manicured grass. But you have a lot of elderly people that are on fixed incomes. They are broken in their health. They are going through a lot of different trials. So we have to be careful. Even that mother that you get ready to call child services on, go and try to help them first. Go and try to see what you can do first before you put your mouth on it, because you don't know what that woman is going through. You don't know what she's up against. You don't know what that man is up against. You don't know what they're up against before you put your mouth on people. But I tell you what, this 2024 year, the same thing, the same people that put their mouth on you are going to be the same people that's asking you for a job. The same people that put their mouth on you are going to be asking you to help them out of their hole. You have to be careful who you put your mouth on, because you don't know who God have down here that's going to help you. All right. So we have to be mindful of these things. In Job 2:9, between 2:9 through 10, Job's wife tell him to curse God and die. All right. This is why I always told you all, always keep a praise and a worship close to you. Always keep a praise and worship close to you. I've learned this from my mama. My mama was sick for many years, but my mother never lost her faith. She never let her faith flatter. She never let her faith flatter. And I mean, she done had surgery behind surgery. They done cut, or they can cut on her. They did all these different things, but she never let her faith flatter in that walk. All right. We have to understand these different things. So God is faithful. Listen, God knows me, so keep talking. When God put this lesson together, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. So we have to be mindful of these things. And we have to learn how to mind our business. A lot of stuff is just, it's not your business. It's not your business. All right. You have people right now that are a part of the satanic and demonic kingdom, but they'll try to tell you what you're doing wrong. Many people will try to tell you what you're doing wrong in your life. And the whole time, they super devils out here. They're super devils out here. But they are telling you what's wrong in your household. They are telling you what your wife is doing, or your husband doing, or your children are doing, and their children are haywire. Their husband is haywire. Their wife is haywire. But they're telling you. This is why it's very important to mind your business. This is why it's very important to mind your business, y'all. All right. So I stayed over my time. I got to get ready to get out of here. Remember this lesson. God knows me, so keep talking. Learn to stay in your lane. All right. All right. You have to learn. People have to learn how to mind their business. When you learn how to mind your business, you'll learn how to run a business. All right. When you learn how to mind your business, you'll learn how to run a business. You got to stop trying to control people. That's not our job. My job is not to control you. My job is not to get on here and bash you and tell you how low down and dirty you are. No, my job is to preach the gospel of Christ, and the gospel of Christ, the word is going to convict. All right. So we have to be mindful of these things. All right. God is faithful. He's a faithful God. I guarantee you, many people that are secretly jealous of you, if they get out of that, God will bless them. God will bless them. God will bless them. Do you know some of the inbox I got from this car that's on my Facebook? Some of the inbox. I didn't figure you wanted a car like that. I didn't figure you wanted a car like that. That car just don't fit you. What do you mean? This is the car that I want. How the car that I want fits you if it's the car that I want? Like, how do I tell you you don't need that house? I don't know what you prayed for God about. I can't tell you what kind of car you need. I can't tell you what kind of car you don't look good in. Because any car that you have, or you have your heart desire, God is able to give you that. We have to understand these different things. All right. So I've noticed, and sometimes when people come, and you can tell when somebody, in my neighborhood, you can tell when somebody done told on somebody. Because they be so friendly to you. They'll pass by you, you throw your hand, they won't even wait. But as soon as something happen, they start speaking to you. Now they want to hug you. Now they got all these conversations with you. You got people in neighborhoods that won't speak to you driving past your yard, but they're getting Dollar General or they're getting Walmart. Now you want to talk to your neighbor. No, don't do that flashy fake stuff. Just be you. You want to be fake, be fake, and be faithful in your fakeness. Be faithful in your fakeness. Don't try to manipulate people by acting a certain type way. You know you can't stand that person. Why are you taking pictures with them? Why are you fake smiling? You can't stand them. Why are you doing it? So we have to learn how to be real so that we can chill. A lot of people can't chill because they're not real. All right? A lot of people can't chill, so they're not real. That's why a lot of times when I post things, I really want to know the mindset of the people that's connected or the people that's close to. I want to know the mindset of these people. All right. We had to understand this. We got to be like State Farm. Keep that fake stuff over there. Keep it over there. Keep it over there. All right. So God is faithful. He's a faithful God. He's a God of power. He's a God of restoration. And so when God said judge not because we're going to be judged according to that, we have to understand that God told us to judge righteous judgment. He said judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. So what kind of person would I be to come to you and tell you that you need to not be doing this in your marriage if I'm doing this in my marriage? What kind of person would I be if I come to you and tell you that you don't need to be doing this with your finance, but I'm doing it with my finance? What kind of person would I be by telling you that you don't need to be doing this and you need to be doing this, but I'm doing the opposite of what I'm telling you not to do? All right. So God is faithful. He's faithful enough to let us know that, hey, look, listen, you need to be quiet, sir, because I've forgiven you. I've forgiven you 170 times all the thing that you're trying to talk about them about. So we have to learn these different things. All right. We have to learn these different things. All right. So a lot of people are judge women by the choices that they made. Oh, she's nothing but a harlot. What about you being a married woman and you being a harlot? What about you being a married man and you doing the same thing? So you have to understand that God forgave. So we have to have that same level of forgiveness that God have given us. That's all I'm telling y'all. Have that same level of forgiveness that God have given us. God knows me. Keep talking. God knows me. Keep talking. All right. So we have to be mindful of this. I want y'all to lock this in. Listen, God is faithful. He's a faithful God, a powerful God. I got to get ready to get out of here. I love you all with the love of Christ. For God is so faithful to us. He's a powerful God. He's a God that loves us for us. He's a God that keeps us. Listen, join us tomorrow. We're going to get back into this. We'll go a little bit more further than we went today. But I thank God for each and every one of you all and how you all lock this into your system. All right. And be able to operate in this. Place your name and states in the comment section if you desire continuous prayer. Remember that when we say that we are praying for you, we are P-R-A-Y-I-N-G for you, not P-R-E-Y-I-N-G on your downfall, because there's a difference in the prayers. God is a faithful God. I want y'all to have a wonderful but marvelous day. Any new time viewers on here, God bless you. Thank you for joining in the Master of the Choice International Ministry family, a ministry that's birthed out of the Holy Ghost. Again, we have celebrated our 8 years of coming forth and being on social media. God bless each and every one of you all. You all have a wonderful day. God is love. God is peace. God is understanding. God bless each and every one of you all.